I remember London and I used to sleep in his park. Actually, we used to sleep over here, like where the benches are. And I just remember telling her one day, we'll have our home of our own and not have to be here anymore. And nowadays we have our own home, and now she just comes to play. So after my dad passed, of course, I'm looking for that two-parent home and want someone like my dad, and had no clue until I discovered Dora Hope, going through therapy sessions and things like that. That's not, if you think about it, that's not someone your dad would choose. He would just start a fight no matter how much I cooked, I cleaned, catered to him and did everything. The fights would get so bad where my daughter would cover her ears and like, please, someone just leave, anybody leave, like would be begging her dad, just leave, like. And then I did notice with my daughter, when the fights would happen, she would just tune us out. And I'm looking like, she's so young, like that's pretty bad. Like it didn't affect her anymore. She was just used to it. I remember a time I blacked out from being choked out, never experienced that. Everything just went dark. I thought I had fell asleep. Everything was just dark and cold. And that was one of the scariest moments. One of the reasons why I stayed was, where would I go? I want to leave, but then I'm not going to have anywhere to go. And that's one of the ultimate decisions and sacrifice I had to make for my daughter and I, was just to leave, and we ended up on the streets. I would say homeless is worse than DV, almost, just about. I can't really compare the two, because when you're outside on the street and you have nowhere to go and you have a daughter that's disabled, that's on medication, you have to think, you have to watch your surroundings and things like that. Like, I can't just fall asleep. What if I doze off and and I wake up, my daughter is gone. I had no tent. I'm sleeping on a bench with my daughter, trying not to really, go to sleep and hold on to her tight as I can. But then there's ants all over you. And then you have to go to the bathroom, but everything's closed now. Where are you going to go to the bathroom at? It was a lot of sleepless night. I was just riding around on a bus or the train for hours, but just to have to hold her so tight and not to fall asleep until the sun comes up, or, but I still went to work and sleep on my lunch breaks and things like that. Most of the nights we spent at the Chatsworth station, train station. My daughter spent her Halloween. I would still make it fun, keep going was the key, just like my father taught me. That's what I was instilling in my daughter, always keep going and always promising her there would be a better way out. And she trusted me. And we trusted each other, that she wouldn't give up on me and I wouldn't give up on her. Being with my daughter, being disabled, on the streets, it was hard because I had nowhere to keep the antibiotics cold. So I would constantly try to buy cups of ice, things like that, to constantly keep her medication cold. It would be, or try to keep it cold enough where it was time for me to go to work, and there I can keep it in a refrigerator. But that was the hardest part. Staying at shelters, you can only stay there for 30 days, some 3 months. And when my 3 months ended, I found myself calling 311 again. And that's how I discovered, like, okay, it's just another shelter. It's going to be another, maybe this one a week, 2 weeks. And that's how I discovered Door of Hope, by calling 311. So then they end up giving me keys. And I'm like, keys? What are these for? You're usually in a room with other families and things like that. And then I opened the door and it was beautiful. I just thought it was gonna be like a shelter. I had no idea when I opened the door, I'm in a fully furnished, food is provided, birthdays, holiday, you name it. So you're able to save your money. They give you all the tools. Without those things, you're just going to end right back up, on the street. There's no other organizations to this day that I know that give you all the classes, from whether it's spiritual, financial, even our self-defense class came into play because I get off work late nights and, that came, that helped me, things like that. But they give you the tools. They really care. They have the one-on-ones with you. I mean, weekly, just, or sometimes they just want to know how you're, doing. They have something for everything for you to succeed. So I work now for in the human resource department for Goodwill corporate office. The tools and the job searches that you have to do, and that's how I came across Goodwill. And I'm moving up. I have like 3 titles now. They don't know what to do with me. 3 different positions, 3 titles. So yeah. So that's exciting. Still to this day, it's just like a dream. Yeah. I mean, there's no way within I just graduated last year where I'm able to donate a vehicle, saving for a home, and now I'm helping others for employment just from the tools Door of Hope gave. In that little time span since coming in, arriving at Door of Hope and leaving Door of Hope, my whole life has changed, and it's just been getting better and better and better. Every day is like a dream.